Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Watch my video and subscribe my channel. Taylor Hayes faces life-threatening crisis following Italy bombshell. Taylor Hayes faces another probable cardiac crisis after Ridge calls off their engagement to Brooke. Will the broken heart syndrome hit again? B&B spoilers reveal that dangerous consequences await. Taylor's heart is in danger. Ridge's betrayal in Italy could spark a deadly medical crisis. Ridge Forrester is ready to shatter Taylor Hayes' world. And this time, it may truly stop her heart. Taylor felt she had finally won the decades-long war for Ridge's heart. But a romantic rescue in Italy is about to change everything. While Taylor waits in Los Angeles, her fiancé is experiencing life-changing moments with Brooke Logan after plunging into Italian waters to save her from drowning. What about the fallout? It might send Taylor to the hospital with a potentially fatal heart episode. The Italy trip that changed everything. Ridge is in Italy with Brooke for a Forrester Creations event, when Brooke accidentally falls into the sea during a boating incident. Ridge, playing the hero, jumps in to save her. In that dramatic soap opera perfect moment, he realizes Brooke is his destiny. Again, for the millionth time. But wait, things get worse for Taylor. Eric Forrester has been surreptitiously pulling Ridge back towards Brooke the entire time. What about that nice patriarch act? A whole facade. He's been working behind the scenes, encouraging his son to dump Taylor and reconcile with his true love. Talk about a stab in the back from someone Taylor most likely considered family. Broken heart syndrome, not just a dramatic name. Now this is where things get really risky. Remember Taylor's diagnosis of broken heart syndrome following her latest terrible breakup with Ridge? That wasn't just soap opera drama. It's a serious medical ailment in which severe emotional stress causes the heart muscle to weaken. Dr. Grace Buckingham's diagnosis was clear. Taylor's heart just cannot endure the mental anguish Ridge continues to inflict on her. The writers did not merely include this medical storyline at random. They planted this weakness like a ticking time bomb, and it is going to detonate. When Ridge returns from Italy to deliver his "I choose Brooke" speech, Taylor's heart may not be ready. We're talking chest pains, collapse, and possibly even worse. This isn't simply heartbreak. It's potentially lethal. 3 possible outcomes. Let's speak about situations, because this plot could go in several different directions. The real tragedy, Taylor truly experiences a major heart attack. Ridge watches the woman he has loved for 30 years nearly die as a result of his waffling, and remorse traps him right back at her bedside. He can't go if it means killing her, correct? This would be the most painful approach, requiring everyone, especially Ridge and Brooke, to confront the true physical implications of their emotional games. Manipulation play. What if the health crisis is exaggerated? We know Steffi and Thomas Forrester will do anything to keep their parents together. Remember Thomas and his bogus CPS call? These youngsters play dirty to protect their mother. Could they use a little health scare to shame Ridge into staying? I would not put it past them. The wake-up call, or hear me out. What if nearly dying over Ridge Forrester again awakens Taylor? What if she recognizes the toxic loop is physically harming her and decides to leave for good? Now, that would be character development. Furthermore, Bill Spencer is waiting in the wings, and that coupling would be absolutely fire. The fallout will be nuclear. Whatever happens, the aftermath will be explosive. Ridge will be immobilized with guilt. Because, let's be honest, the man can barely deal with normal emotional consequences, let alone potentially stopping someone's heart. Brooke will play either the noble friend or the skeptical rival who wonders if Taylor's illness is genuine. What about Steffi and Thomas? Oh, they're going to lose their minds. They will blame Ridge and Brooke for nearly killing their mother, and this will be the final blow in their war against the Logan family. What righteousness! The anger. What dramatic confrontations. I can already picture Steffi's rage-filled remarks coming. Is this Taylor's breaking point? The million-dollar question is whether this medical crisis will eventually break the cycle or simply reset it for another round. Fans have been begging Taylor to find happiness with someone who puts her first. The program has been strongly hinting Bill Spencer as a possible pairing. Imagine the turmoil. Their past is bizarre, but the chemistry might be fantastic. Or will Taylor perform her typical disappearance act? When Ridge breaks her heart, does she usually pack her bags and flee to Europe for charity work or medical conferences? To be honest, if she's having heart problems, running away may not be an option this time. The writers have created the ideal storm here. Taylor's pre-existing cardiac disease, Ridge's betrayal, Eric's manipulation, and Italy drama all add up to a potential calamity. This isn't simply another chapter in the endless triangle. It may be life or death. One thing is certain. Ridge Forrester should ponder long and hard before delivering that breakup speech. Because this time, damaging Taylor's heart could physically force it to cease beating. What if Taylor suffers as a result of his waffling? The guilt will consume him. Brooke will never forgive herself, and Steffi and Thomas will inflict pure agony on everyone concerned. Will Taylor survive the new betrayal? Can her heart, literally and figuratively, withstand another round of Ridge's choosing Brooke? Is this the moment that everything changes? Taylor's medical crisis causes chaos and threatens Ridge and Brooke's reunion. According to the bold and the beautiful spoilers, Taylor Hayes may experience a medical crisis after realizing Ridge Forrester wants to terminate their engagement to reconcile with Brooke Logan. Ridge's last breakup with her resulted in a cardiac attack. She was dying of a broken heart. Ridge felt tremendous guilt for making her sick. We may expect the same event to occur again. Taylor's medical crisis. According to the bold and the beautiful spoilers, Brooke will experience a medical crisis after Ridge dumps her. After her last relationship, she relocated to Europe and met a specialist who diagnosed her with broken heart syndrome. She returned to Los Angeles, afraid she was dying and wanting to reconcile with her children, Steffi and Thomas Forrester. Thomas and Steffi plotted to guilt-trip Raj over the breakup, which led to Ridge connecting with Taylor during a mediation session. It helped Taylor move on since she knew Ridge didn't love her enough to include Brooke in his history. Taylor felt happy for the first time in a long time. She was content without Ridge. She spent time with her family and even did things with Ridge without trying to convince him that he was making a mistake with Brooke. It had a profound impact on Taylor's life. Ridge's guilt for breaking Taylor's heart again. According to the bold and the beautiful teasers, Ridge will tell Brooke about his sorrow over breaking his engagement to Taylor. He pledged to be there for her and leave Brooke in the past. But he cannot. Ridge is worried that his children will not forgive him. Steffi had been pleased for her parents. She's always wanted them to remarry. Ridge is convinced Thomas will feel the same way. Ridge is unable to shake his deep guilt for betraying not only Taylor, but his entire family. According to the bold and the beautiful spoilers, Ridge will feel terrible about splitting up with Taylor. He will most likely explain to his children and Taylor that he cannot ignore his fate. He might even tell them that he will always love and care about Taylor, but he needs to be with Brooke. He is in love with her. It will be a devastating blow to Steffi and Taylor, potentially leading to another medical crisis for the doctor. B&B fans, do you believe Taylor will suffer a medical setback following Ridge? It's truth or consequences for Grace. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for Thursday, August 7th, 2025. See Finn giving Grace an ultimatum as the truth is about to be revealed. Will Grace reveal all to Liam? Dr. Grace Buckingham is in some very hot water. She needed a cool $1 million to defend her two daughters, Zoe and Paris Buckingham. For some reason, she couldn't go to all the millionaires she knows and ask for help, especially because Paris is about to become a Forrester. Or perhaps she is already a Forrester, as Paris and Thomas Forrester were engaged more than a year ago. No, she had to trick Liam Spencer into believing he had a brain tumor as part of an extensive and complicated ruse to pay off her ex-husband's debt. now that John Finn Finnegan has miraculously discovered the truth. He takes her to meet Hope, Logan, and Liam and demands that she confess. Will Grace do it, or will Finn give her the story? Lee and Sheila unite. We'll be spending Thursday in Los Angeles rather than Italy, as Lee Finnegan and Sheila Carter discover they have even more in common than they previously imagined. Read this, the bold and the beautiful spoilers. Hope's shocking reaction to Carter's betrayal of Daphne. In reality, Lee and Sheila are about to have a very unexpected interaction that will leave them both startled. Do they get along with one another, or does Sheila follow Lee and discover her secret, that Luna Nozawa is alive? Sheila is aware that Lee has performed this type of ploy previously. In 2022, she discovered Finn in the same state in the same location. Lee wants to free Finn's daughter from prison, so she has her comatose at her apartment. If Sheila discovers Lee's secret, will she keep it quiet and not inform Deacon? Are Lee and Sheila genuinely going to become friends? That would be an unusual turn of events, and Jack Finnegan might be interested to know about it, as Poppy Nozawa is left out in the cold. The bold and the beautiful explodes into emotional chaos as Taylor Hayes, a world-renowned psychiatrist and loving mother, faces her most devastating heartbreak yet, one so powerful that it threatens her life. The scene is set in Los Angeles, where Taylor has been holding out hope that Ridge Forrester has finally chosen her once and for all. After decades of grief, betrayal, and back-and-forth love triangles, including the famed Brooke Logan, Taylor had dared to believe Ridge's engagement to her meant they would have a permanent future together. But while Taylor waits for his homecoming, Ridge and Brooke are thousands of miles away in Italy, where fate, water, and unresolved passion intersect. It starts innocently enough, a Forrester Creations showcase, the glitter of Rome's coastline, the ripple of waves, but then takes a dramatic turn when Brooke slips into the sea during a boating disaster that may have been arranged by Eric Forrester himself. Ridge dives in a soap-soaked flash of heroics, discarding his fancy suit and reawakening his heart. Something old and powerful resurfaces as he saves her from drowning with his mouth mashed against hers in CPR. Ridge views her not as the lady from his past, but as the one who continues to entice him into a future he cannot resist. Eric, who has been secretly manipulating Ridge's love choices under the pretext of care, has planned this Italy vacation with a specific goal in mind: to reunite Ridge and Brooke for the final time. Taylor, unknowing, begins to feel an uneasy tightening in her chest as she detects a change in the atmosphere. While visiting her daughter Steffi at the Cliff home, she is noticeably concerned, attempting to overcome a nagging suspicion that Ridge has chosen Brooke again. Meanwhile, in Italy, Ridge makes a fatal call, not to Taylor, but to Eric, confirming what the patriarch had hoped. Ridge is ending his relationship with Taylor. He's heading back to Brooke. Ridge's return to Los Angeles is gloomy and fraught with hesitation. He practiced his breakup speech several times, but none of the versions he said aloud in his car felt appropriate. Even before he knocks on Taylor's door, he is consumed by remorse. When he finally does, the moment is taut and vibrating like a wire between them. Taylor's countenance changes as she studies his face. Her intuition is razor sharp, trained by years of psychiatric practice and personal anguish, and she knows the truth before Ridge says anything. "It's Brooke," she says quietly. Her speech is firm, but her eyes are filled with tears. Ridge tries to cushion the impact by saying he will always love her, that she is his best friend and the mother of 2 of his children. But it's all meaningless static for Taylor, who clutches her chest and collapses to the floor. Ridge panics and calls for aid, while Thomas and Steffi, who are already nervous from Hope and Paris chatter about Italy, arrive just in time to see their mother gasping for oxygen. Paramedics bring her to the hospital, where Finn immediately takes charge and demands testing. Grace Buckingham, who is also at the hospital because to her ongoing medical controversy with Liam Spencer, warns Finn that Taylor's previous bout of broken heart syndrome is likely to return, and this time it could be fatal, an actual cardiac episode caused by emotional strain. Ridge, tormented with remorse, refuses to leave Taylor alone. He takes her hand, whispers apologies, and urges her to fight. Brooke, however, is kept at bay by Steffi, who releases a torrent of rage, blaming both her father and Brooke for Taylor's condition. You crushed her heart again, and this time she might not make it, she screams. Thomas isn't far behind, pacing the hospital hallway, teeth clenched, debating whether to exploit this opportunity to persuade Ridge into staying with Taylor. When it comes to their parents, the Forrester siblings are notoriously unjust. As Taylor struggles for her life, Finn draws Ridge away and delivers a sobering message. In order to survive, Taylor must avoid emotional stress indefinitely or risk heart failure. The prognosis is gloomy. Ridge is split, unable to celebrate his reunion with Brooke as Taylor lies in a hospital bed, possibly dying as a result of his betrayal. Elsewhere in the hospital, Grace's world is collapsing as Finn confronts her about her fraud involving Liam Spencer's fabricated brain tumor diagnosis. While Finn demands the truth, Sheila Carter hides in the shadows and discovers Lee Finnegan's stunning secret. Luna Nozawa, thought to be dead, is alive and in a coma under Lee's care. The emotional ripple effects spread throughout the city, but none are as powerful as those emanating from Taylor's hospital room. Despite Steffi's protests, Brooke arrives and discovers Ridge weeping by Taylor's bedside. The sight shocks her. Brooke has gotten Ridge back, but at what cost? Is this love worth Taylor's life? She goes away silently, leaving Ridge in misery. Taylor awakens, bewildered, and finds Ridge clutching her hand. Her voice is a whisper. Did you return? Ridge cannot lie. He tells her the truth. He loves her, but he loves Brooke more. Taylor shuts her eyes. Silent tears fall down her cheeks. She understands. She has always understood. But this time she does not beg. She does not plead. Taylor simply answers, "Then let me go." Days later, she is released from the hospital under close medical monitoring. She refuses to return to the Cliff House and see Ridge. Instead, she visits a wellness clinic along the coast. Ironically, the same ocean that reunited Ridge and Brooke. She begins her recuperation not only physically, but also spiritually. Bill Spencer pays a visit. He sits next to her as the waves smash outside and whispers he was a damn fool. She looks at him through tears and smiles for the first time. It is not over yet. Maybe there's life after Ridge Forrester. Back at Forrester Creations, Steffi launches battle. She insists Ridge sever his relationship with Brooke once and for all, or risk losing his daughter forever. Meanwhile, Thomas begins to manipulate Hope, leading her to mistrust her own mother's motives. How many times has she done this? He sneers. How many women has she stepped over to get her way? Meanwhile, Grace Buckingham is compelled to go public with her medical fraud to preserve face, admitting that she lied to Liam about his diagnosis in order to pay off debts owed to Reese Buckingham. Sheila, armed with Lee's truth about Luna, begins to plot her own leverage. The plot has evolved beyond Taylor's broken heart to include loyalty, legacy, and long overdue consequences. As Taylor gradually gains strength, she receives a letter. It is from Ridge. Inside, he writes, "I will always love you, but I hope someday you can love yourself enough to never need me again." She destroys it. Taylor Hayes, for once, isn't waiting for Ridge Forrester to return her feelings. First and foremost, she loves herself. As fall arrives in Los Angeles, the foliage may not change, but the characters' hearts do. Ridge and Brooke may be reunited, but it is a precarious victory based on grief and shame. Taylor may be alone, but she is alive and possibly stronger than she has ever been. And as whispers of a Forrester family reckoning grow louder, fans wonder if this is the final round of the Eternal Triangle, or merely the precursor to a much worse storm. One thing is certain. Taylor Hayes has survived Ridge Forrester's love. It is unclear whether she will survive what follows next. But one day, Brooke may discover that winning Ridge came at a higher cost than she ever anticipated. And Taylor? She may eventually rise from the ashes, not as the lady left behind, but as the woman who saved herself.